Nice face. Hi, live people.
Hello.
All right, we're going to give you guys a second to join because I know we're a little bit late.
We are about 15 minutes late. We got busy, sorry guys.
Sorry, people in the office. Sometimes that happens. Bear with me 1 second here. I'm just going to get over to the page.
But this will give you guys some time to join in.
Yeah, I'm a little excited about today.
Small Business Day or self-employment.
There are so many people self-employed. I gotta turn this thing down. There's so many people that are self-employed and so many people that would love to be self-employed if they could just figure it out.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that this will be
Today, we're going to talk about where to start.
gonna get rid of that phone call.
Where to start if you want to become self-employed, and some different tax deductions that might help you if, you know, especially if you have a home office like we do.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Exactly.
different little things that you can use towards your taxes. And we're going to answer some questions about that today.
Yep. So, as usual, if you have a question, chime in. Remember that we can only get your questions. Look at my hair is awesome today.
You look great.
Anyways. Maybe, anyways. So remember that if we're live, we'll get your question right away and we can answer it while we're live. But if you're watching the feedback later, after the fact, we'll still answer your questions.
Still send your questions.
You just won't get a shout out on here because obviously we're not going to see it live while we're here.
Yes.
Did that make sense?
That made sense,
Okay,
I think.
good.
It made sense to me.
Yeah, I walked in the circle there.
If you're not watching live, send your question later. We will still answer it. That's the point.
That's the short way of putting it. Yeah, long-winded.
Yes.
Okay, so one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to figure out a way. I will figure out how to do it, but we're going to attach a document to this live or to the comments. And if I can't, I'll figure out a way to get it on the Facebook page for you. But there's a document that I have created many, many moons ago that is basically, I call it my Business 101, but it's basically a list of potential expenses that you might have for your business. So,
yeah, like
just a side note, we're gonna
and stuff like that. Whatever you use for your business, it's a good layout of things that you can use towards your taxes.
Yeah.
Because
so
this smart lady,
document.
This smart lady makes good lists.
I'm a lister.
Yeah.
I like to list. And I find that it kind of gives you an idea to where to start. This is not all inclusive, obviously, depending on what your business is. It may or may not help you with everything, but it's a good starting ground, definitely. So it's a 2-pager. I have it in PDF, or I can print it off for you depending on what you need. So I will attach it somehow here. Watch for that. And we'll figure out how to get it to you. And if not, I'll at least provide you an email address where you can request it, and Tracy and I will send it off to you.
Yeah, and it's good to look at it every year too. Just because maybe last year you didn't have a vehicle or something for your business, and this year you do, and you know, different things change from year to year. So it's good to look at it and see what applies to you this year.
Yep. You know what I just noticed? It's funny, we were talking about lipstick, and I was just mentioning that I love Tracy's lipstick, but look at how awesome, this is a side note, sorry guys, look at how awesome your lipstick looks, and look how plain mine are. See? There's the point. Your lipstick is awesome.
Lipstick is not awesome.
I can't do
I don't know if I'm feeling the red.
It's
usually
pretty cool.
It's more of a burgundy color, but today it's red. So
totally tax unrelated, but yeah,
maybe we'll do beauty tips.
No, I have no beauty tips to share. I have gray hairs. It's not happening.
Don't point them out.
All right, so here's my short list. Okay, when you're starting a business, the first thing you need to think about is your Canada Revenue account. Okay. So you have to decide how you're going to format your business. Are you going to be a small self-employed person? Are you going to be a limited corporation? Are you going to be a partnership? What's your plan? Okay.
All those things matter.
It does. You've got to kind of figure out where you want to start. I usually say to people, you know, when you're feeling out the business and you're trying to figure out what you want to do, start with self-employment first, and then, you know, if a partner wants to come on, you can always change along the way.
That's what I said. Things change from year to year.
Yeah. But the saying, go big or go home, this is the one time it doesn't count.
No.
Definitely not. Don't get yourself into, you know, incorporating and going through the articles of incorporation and the lawyer's fees that are involved and the accountant's fees that are involved to get yourself incorporated if you don't need to.
Yes.
Silly, right? So, as a self-employed person, your business taxes are actually part of your personal taxes until you become an incorporated business, okay? So, whatever income you file is going to be filed on your income taxes, on your personal taxes. Whatever expenses you have to operate that business are going to reduce your income on your personal taxes. So I always say to people who are in a position that they have way too much income and not enough deductions, maybe you need to start a small business.
Start a small business.
And I've joked around for years, Avon.
I know people that should start small businesses.
Yes, lots of people. I know lots of people. Now, Revenue Canada, I always say, if you're listening, I'm not telling people to lose money on purpose. But,
yes.
But if you're operating a small business, it'll help. Exactly. For example, we use over a third of our house for business. Between my business and my husband's business, we write off over a third of our property taxes, our water bill, our electric bill, all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Our cleaning supplies, we have someone who comes in on a regular basis and helps maintain our house. Totally counts, right? So there's a lot of different things that you have to factor in. And when you start up a self-employment situation, sometimes those can be really helpful. They can really help you reduce your household businesses while operating your self-employment business. So it's something to keep in mind. And again, it's on the tip sheet, but yeah, to get backwards, when you're determining the format of your business, if you start off self-employed, there's a lot of little advantages to that, like the things that you can write off, and like the cost of doing business, because as a corporation, you have to have certain legalities covered, and you don't necessarily have to do that as a self-employed person.
I think there's more loans and different programs to help self-employed people.
Definitely.
Than if you went corporate.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of resources.
In the door.
Yeah. Investigate those type of resources, actually, because you can come into a situation where you might get some deals, and I've got a few clients that have deals with staffing.
If you need to get staff, there's different programs out there that will help cover your staffing. Mm-hmm.
So we're going to touch on some of that kind of idea in a second too, but with regards to Canada Revenue, once you've decided how you're going to operate your business, then you need to get your CRA account hooked up. And basically, you're going to apply for a business number, either in your name or your business's name, with your name operating as your business's name. For example, I'm Candy Hallstrom Capstick, but my business is called CH Accounting and Tax Services. But as far as Revenue Canada knows, I'm Candy Hallstrom. So that's what it is, right? You have to determine whether you need certain CRA accounts. So you'll get your business number, which is your general account, and then you have to decide if you need to apply for an HST account and a payroll account. And if you're going corporate, then a corporate account, right? So they're all tied to the same business number, and the way you determine it is this. If your gross sales, so your total sales for your business, are going to be $30,000 a year, or in any consistent 4 quarters, you need to do the HST. So you've got to collect it, you've got to remit it, and you can claim input tax credits against it. So if I buy something for $100 and pay $15 in HST, that's $15 of the HST I collected that I don't have to pay them, right? So you take all the HST you collect from customers, subtract all the HST you paid out to buy equipment or supplies or whatever, and that's the number that you would end up having to remit at the end of your quarter.
And sometimes they have to give you money.
Especially when you're first starting out, boy, you're spitting out all that money.
You're buying all kinds of supplies and stuff.
Yep.
So all those, all that GST and HST, they've got to come back to you if you spend more than what you're taking in.
Yep. So here's the reality of it. You don't have to charge GST until you hit that $30,000 number currently. Okay? But I will tell you that I almost always recommend that people get their GST caught up, signed up right away. The reason for that is just exactly what Tracy said. Maybe you're collecting GST and your sales are a heck of a lot lower than your outputs. So you're spending all this money in startup, and you're going through all this money and buying supplies and equipment and whatever you need, Well, all of that GST that you're paying is an input tax credit, so you can get that money back. So if your sales are lower than your expenses for the first year or two, you could end up in a position where you're getting money every quarter back, GST rebates.
And then that's money you can put back into your business, right?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, saves you, for sure. So, if you're looking for a second opinion on the GST, HST thing, just give us a call, Facebook, message, text, whatever. We'll talk it out with you.
And this is only generalized information. Yeah. Like, it's different from person to person. So if you need more, like a more personal option, come talk to us.
There's some cash-based businesses that maybe GST isn't the best way to do. And I'm not saying Revenue Canada. I always have to cover my butt because sometimes I think they watch these things, right? But I'm not saying
everywhere.
that...
They're like Google.
They are. Oh, man.
Everywhere.
I think Google might know more than CRA, but very, very close race. So the point that I'm trying to make and say without saying what I'm trying to say is, if you do a lot of sales for cash, if you do a lot of sales for cash, then it might be easier for you not to collect the GST. But I'm trying to figure out how to word it, but if you're recording all of those sales accurately, then it might be worth it for you to collect the GST.
I think you said it.
I said it.
I think so.
Okay, good. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, if you have any questions about whether you should collect GST or not, or HST, call us. We'll walk you through it. I'm not going to tell you to break the law.
No, we're not doing that.
But I'll try and help you figure out the best thing to do. Okay, perfect. So we covered HST. Payroll. Okay, so you can operate your business starting today and never hook up a payroll account. You don't need it if you never have employees. But if you're going to have employees, then you need a payroll account. So here's what I'll tell you. It takes a few days to get that up and running and to get your remittance slips in. So if you think that you're going to have an employee right out of the gate, then get it. You might as well hook it up right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Yep, get it ready. If you think there's going to be an employee in the next couple of months, get it hooked up. If all of a sudden you're like, I'm buried, I need a person, I've got to add a person, then...
Like somebody else we know.
Yeah, then just, like me, then you can just get a hold of there's a form you fax into the CRA and they'll add the account for you right away and you'll be good to go. So, again, call if you need any help or any assistance walking through, but don't forget a payroll account. It's separate. You don't just hook up a business account and run away. You have to decide if you want HST, and you have to decide if you need payroll, and again, if you're a corporation, if you have corporate taxes. Okay?
There's a lot to it.
There is a lot to getting started. Yeah,
and I personally don't know very much about self-employment because I'm not self-employed, but I'm learning a lot, and it's very interesting. Thank you.
There's a lot to know.
Yes.
And I find there's a lot of information out there, but you sort of have to filter through what's useful and what isn't, depending on your situation. So, I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time with people talking over their business ideas and stuff because I've got to operate my business too. But at the same time, if you have questions, just let me know and I'll try and help you through it. I'm not the kind of person that's going to, charge you $50 to come talk to me. That's just stupid. But we'll work it out. Right?
And that's another thing, too. Small businesses, they have to network together. They have to communicate together. That's...
Oh, my God. Yeah. Use your network. Definitely. Cindy was mentioning that when we were talking about this live. That's a huge benefit for her because she goes to these little trade shows and all of a sudden there's people placing orders to market their own business, right?
Ourselves, we went to the exhibition. And everybody enjoyed the live videos. Everybody was stopping by and entering our draw. So you know what? You have to get out there and network and promote your business and talk to other businesses.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a good way to get your name out there. That's for sure.
Let people know you're out there. Definitely. And go to these little things, even if they, like there's the Mom and Tots show. Go and introduce your business to them. You never know what a mom and tot might need. Especially if that's your market, then, you definitely, no brainer, you need to get involved in those. So while we're talking about staff, I'm going to jump ahead to the fact that staff sucks. And Tracy...
Staff doesn't suck.
Tracy knows I don't mean her. She knows I don't mean her. But here's the fact of the matter.
Apparently, hiring staff sucks.
It does. It does.
Not everybody can hire me.
As a self-employed person, I can tell you that when you get to that crux, when you get to that line where you know you can't do it by yourself anymore, it's almost like 3 steps backwards. Because you have a choice, right? You can either start to turn down work, which feels like, what's the point?
Yeah, you don't want to do
or
that.
You need help. And sometimes the needing help can really hurt, because now you have to think about all of those things that are involved in bringing somebody on. So if you got to that point, really sit down and assess whether you need to bring somebody on or not, or whether you're better off remaining your business at the level that it's at. I know, I can tell you from personal opinion, I've operated my business by myself for the whole time, right? I don't like the idea of bringing somebody else into my office.
I'm right here.
I know, but you know I love you, so it's okay. But there's a good in the end. So, you know, when it came to the point where I thought I had to bring somebody into the office, mine was mostly deadlines. I knew I had deadlines I wasn't going to meet unless I had help, or I had to give away some business. And
that's never fun.
Well, especially for me, because I'm so concerned that people aren't going to get really the service that they need or that they've earned. Yeah. So giving away the business was a hard idea. So I came to the conclusion that I needed help. And then the hiring part is difficult. And I fell into a pile of crap and came out smelling like roses with Tracy. Because it was all just a fluke the way it happened. But when you decide that you need to hire somebody, when you decide you need to hire somebody, you need to think about, are they qualified to do it? You need to think about the time it's going to take you to train that person accurately and efficiently.
Trust.
Yeah. You need to be able to trust them.
Your business is
it's
your baby.
It's your baby. Yeah, exactly. How many times do I say that? This is my baby. And if I thought for 1 minute that one of my clients or one of my customers wasn't going to get the service that I wanted them to get through one of my staff, I wouldn't be able to have them here, right? I know 100% that the person that I have working with me is going to treat people the way that I do. And that's a hard thing to do, right? It's a hard thing to find. So I know, hiring staff sucks. It really does. I mean, we've told people 100 times. The thing with Tracy kind of happened by accident.
It was completely... Yeah. I was a stay-at-home mom for 4 years. Just kind of fell into my lap, and here I am. So
yeah, you know, I mean, you guys know. You were all here last year. My son was helping me. He joined the Army, and he left in the middle of April, and I slowly became buried. And between the end of April, or the middle of April and the end of April, I thought I could have a heart attack. I was that stressed out. Yeah, like, I knew I was falling behind. And I ran into Tracy one weekend and was complaining about being busy and things were flat out. And she's like, well, I'll come in and help you for a little bit. And she didn't leave.
I never left.
She didn't leave. She's still here. Because no brainer, right? I mean, if you run into somebody who can pick up, like I've said this to you.
Not saying all employees are bad. No. There are some good ones.
Sometimes you find the right person, and sometimes you don't, right? Like, I know sometimes you just hire somebody that just doesn't work out, either for their own benefit or their own problems, or your own benefit or your own problems. I'm a control freak. I know I'm a difficult person to work for.
You're not difficult.
No, but in a way I am.
But she does like to have control.
Yeah,
she has a hard time letting go sometimes.
I do. I have to have, because I have to know what's going out the door. I have to know that everything is right.
It comes back to, it's your baby.
Yeah.
Your business is your baby. This is something you've been building, and you don't want to just, throw it down the crap chute.
So don't feel bad if you go through, be ready. If you're going to hire somebody, be ready for the fact that you might invest time and money and payroll and training, and it's going to suck. It's going to suck. You're going to hire somebody and it's just not going to fit, and you're going to go, all right. But you have to be strong. You have to be strong enough to say, I'm sorry, this is not working out, and then look for somebody else. Don't give up. That's the hard lesson that I learned. I gave up a long time ago, right? I was like, fine, I'll do it myself. But there's somebody out there. You just have to find the right person to help you.
And everybody needs help sometimes.
It's true. It's true. So that was my staff sucks rant. But yeah, make sure when you're hiring staff that you get your CRA
no
payroll
offense
accounts.
taken.
I know. What a sin. Not all staff sucks. But when you're self-employed, jumping that into that next level,
it's a big step.
It's hard.
A big step.
And make sure you have the money in the bank, because now your income is going to drop.
I cast money.
Yeah, and it's true, right? You have to factor in that you have to have enough bankroll ready that you can pay that person. And I know
employees aren't going to work for free, unfortunately.
Right. And you've got to be able to be ready. I mean, yeah, okay, you know, in my situation, I can take on more work and make more money. But you have to be able to be ready for that, because the people that you're working for, the jobs that you're doing, or the product you're selling, you're going to get paid the end result. So you've got to be able to pay that employee until that end result is paid for, right? So make sure you're ready. If you're thinking about taking on an employee, stop and think about it. Make sure you've got, 3-4 weeks of pay in the bank. Be prepared.
Yeah, and again, too, like if you're just starting your business, there's so many startup costs. So you might want to wait on hiring somebody unless you absolutely need somebody right away.
Or your bankroll's ready.
Or
Make
your
sure bankroll's ready.
Because everybody thinks, oh, I have a great idea, I'm going to open my own business. There's a lot of cost involved.
Yeah, definitely. And that brings us to the next thing on my list, is actually startup costs. So, everybody thinks, oh, I'd love to do this for the rest of my life. But you have to stop and consider the cost that's going to be involved, and is it really going to benefit you? Are you really going to make any money on it?
You don't want to be paying yourself $2 an hour.
No. And if you're not making money, quite honestly, the government considers it a hobby anyways. And if it's a hobby, you can't write it off. So a business is a business. You got to be in business to make money, unless you want a hobby, and then it doesn't involve your taxes, right? You can't write that stuff off. So if you're thinking about starting up a small business, prepare. Or if you're already in business now and you're having a cash crunch, step back. Step back just a little bit and help yourself with some of those costs that that are coming by preparing. Get a little bit of money in the bank. Get ready for it before you take that next big step. Because I'll tell you right now, I've seen so many businesses killed from cash flow. Yeah. It'll kill you. Because if you can't afford to pay your employee, she's not coming to work tomorrow. Because, goodness of your heart?
Yeah.
No, it's not happening, right? Your blood, sweat, tears, and passion are in the business. But, I love Tracy to death. I love what you do for me. But I don't expect her to come here tomorrow if I'm not going to be able to pay her, right? It's that simple.
I probably would, though.
I know, but it's not the point. But yeah, you got to be ready.
Not everybody can hire me.
You're gonna get like 10 job offers in the next 2 days.
Maybe this is how I'm gonna get my millions of dollars.
No,
I'm not gonna give you any because all these people are gonna hire me.
You're gonna bump your leg off something. Too funny.
Back to the fortune teller from the exhibition. Sorry, guys, we just got off topic.
Yeah, every once in a while things happen and we go, oh yeah, right. So yeah, be ready. Be ready with cash. I can't say it enough. I don't mean save up $1 million before you go into business, because passion's passion, and sometimes you just want to jump in. But don't jump in without being ready, because I'm telling you, the pain that comes from starting up a business, I've seen it on people's faces. You start up a business and you think it's going to be awesome and people are going to love you, and then you go broke because you haven't got any money for cash flow, and then you feel like your business failed, when in actual fact your plan failed. Mm-hmm. So stop and make a plan.
Have to, rethink it over, that's all.
Yep, exactly. Make sure you have enough money for your startup. Yeah, definitely. That brings me to budgets.
Budgets.
Do a budget! Yes. It's not that hard. I have a really simple spreadsheet that you can use. Just ask me for it. I'll give it to you. I'll email it to you, or Facebook or whatever. But I have a really simple budget that you can use to determine what your costs are going to be, what your incomes, projections are going to be, and you can figure out where your shortcomings are going to happen. Mm-hmm. Am I going to be able to afford this? No. Okay, well, I guess I need to make more money or lower my costs. It's a simple math thing, right? And I know everybody doesn't like math. Not everybody's a spaz like me. But I actually hate math, which is strange.
But there's such thing as calculators.
Exactly. And the Excel spreadsheet does all the math for you.
There you go.
You just plug the numbers in. It'll tell you if you're in a good or a bad situation.
Mm-hmm. Easy as that. And like I said, you don't want to be paying yourself $2 an hour. Mm-hmm. You have to, make a budget, stick to it.
Yeah. Make sure you're in business to have fun and enjoy what you're doing, but at the same time, make sure you're covering your butt, because if you don't...
I can't believe you said butt.
I know.
And not the other word. We're trying not to cuss.
I know. And I'm failing miserably. I'm doing okay today.
You're doing great.
Be aware of your deductions. So I'm going to jump back to the staff for a second. When you hire somebody, they make $10 an hour. Then they have to pay their EI and CPP and income tax remittance. You, as an employer, also have to pay EI and CPP. Okay? So one's a match, the other one's times 1.1 or 1.4, sorry. So that's coming out of your pocket. That doesn't come out of the employee's pocket. So your $12 an hour employee might actually cost you $15 an hour. Do the math.
Yep.
Figure out how much they're actually costing you.
Or then you're going to have the government barking down your throat.
Yeah, and don't mess with your remittances. Don't get behind. Don't miss them. Do them every single month.
Penalties. There's remittance penalties if you're not remitting on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep on top of that stuff.
Yeah, and then you're adding costs to your business that don't need to be there, right?
Right.
And
nobody wants to pay penalties because that's money that's just going to waste.
Bye-bye for no reason.
For no reason. You don't get anything out of it.
Just because you didn't file it on time, now you've cost yourself $100. It's silly, right? Don't do it. And all of that brings us to the end point of this is if you got in business to do bookkeeping, awesome. Have fun. It's an awesome life if you enjoy it. But if you got in business to sell sprockets or provide a service to, mow people's lawns and you don't bookkeep,
that's what we're
get some help.
That's what we're here for.
Get some help. I don't care if it's me. I don't care if it's somebody else. Come see me. I'll help you set up a system. We'll get you all ready so that you don't fall behind, because once you fall behind, it becomes this pressure that sits on your shoulder that will eventually kill your business.
And yeah, you can fall behind so quickly.
Yeah, it's easy to fall behind.
Easy. You might have a couple of busy months and realize, oh my goodness, I didn't do any bookkeeping for the last 3 months.
Yep.
Where do I start?
Yep, exactly.
So yeah, it can happen quick.
Yeah, and if you fall behind in remittances, you can cause yourself unnecessary audits. And it's all just a bunch of expense that you don't need.
And then it goes into your GST quarterly as well. If you're falling behind in that as well, then there's more added costs. You can fall behind pretty quick. Yeah. Stay on track. Stay on track. And if you need something simple, everything from simple to complicated, we can help you work out a system that works. And we don't necessarily have to do it for you. If you want to do it yourself and you just want to ask some questions and get some guidance, we're totally down for that as well. 100%. 100%. We'll help you get a system set up that's going to work for you. And we can help as little or as much as you need. Yep. So if you want us to check on you once a year when you do your taxes, awesome. We'll help you. If you want us to check on you every couple of days because you're completely disorganized and the business is too busy, we'll do that too. We'll do that too. Yeah, whatever works for you. And we're not expensive. Cheap. Yeah, we're pretty cheap. I say this all the time, but I operate this business out of my home so that I can keep my overhead low. And so I can be here with my old dog and my kids. Well, kid now, but. And the point of all that is so that we can keep the costs as low as possible so that we don't have to charge a whole lot of money for you guys. Mm-hmm. So. And you do tax returns for self-employed? Yep. And for corporate? Yep. So I know lots of people go and get their corporate taxes done and pay thousands of dollars. Yeah, we don't charge thousands of dollars. No, I actually have to make a change because the new software prices came out yesterday, and I just looked at them this morning. So for it still won't be thousands of dollars. No, the 2015 tax or 2016 tax year, the taxes that we're going to file in March and April-ish, those will still be $35 for personal returns. They will be $50 for self-employed returns, so that's going up $5. And the corporate returns will climb to $275. And that's just because my software cost went up.
So,
and you know what? Compared to what you would be paying somewhere else, I know people that have paid like $2,800.
Yeah.
So $275, yeah, I'll take that all day long.
For a corporate return. I mean, corporate returns are a little more complicated, right?
Yeah.
So they take me a little bit of time to do. And like I say, my software cost went up, so I gotta spread that out a little bit. Yep. And it's easier to spread that to the corporations that require more work than the average Joe Blow that's just filing his T4s, right? So
exactly.
we're gonna keep her at $35 for personals. And the business taxes are going to have to go up $5, and the corporate taxes went up $25 to $275. So 35, 50, and $275.
Yep.
Depending on what you got going on. So,
but still, super cheap. Cheap.
Yep. Nice and easy.
Yep.
$35 for personal taxes is really the cheapest you're going to find it by somebody who's e-filing and qualified.
Amazing.
It really is.
It's not somebody doing it in their basement, like it's
or by hand.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's all legit, people.
Yeah. If you find somebody
can be an e-filer, you have to.
Yeah, there's a process.
Record. Yeah, there's a process.
If you find somebody who's going to do your taxes for less than $35 and is a professional e-filer, I am very concerned.
I'm very worried
because it barely covers the costs of operating with legitimate software. It really barely does. It does.
Yeah, so
that's what it comes down to.
But yeah, just this is your personal information.
Yep.
So you want to make sure that it's going to somebody that it's safe.
Yeah.
So if somebody's saying, "Oh, I can do that for you for $20," well, you might want to do a little bit of research before you give them your social insurance number. Just saying.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I don't want to scare anybody with the information that you give me to do your personal taxes. I could pretty much take over your life if I was a criminal. So yeah, be careful. Okay, please be careful.
Yes, and you know what? People give out their social insurance number like it's candy. Like they spew it out. I'm like,
scary.
No.
It's scary.
So you want to make sure that you're giving it to somebody that you can absolutely trust.
Yeah. Yeah. If your tax preparer doesn't have a shredder, leave. Turn around and walk out.
Run.
Walk out.
Take every shred of paper you brought with you and run.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap up by saying that, and small businesses, like that's the point of what we were talking about. It's the lifeblood, right? I mean, I really think that if there's something you want to do for yourself, some kind of business, it is so rewarding. It's such an awesome thing. I love even on the worst day, the worst kind of days here, I still love what I do. And the fact that I can do that and pay my bills, well, most of my bills, Tommy pays some of the bills, but, the fact that I can survive, it's pretty rewarding,
it's pretty amazing.
Right? It's a pretty cool thing to be able to do.
It's a big accomplishment, Yeah, everybody has a dream, and if you can fulfill that dream and pay your bills at the same time,
it's pretty awesome.
All day long. That's awesome.
It is. It's pretty awesome. So call us if you need us.
Yep.
Text, phone, Facebook, all the ways that you can get a hold of us. Just let us know. Hi, Cindy.
Hey, Cindy.
Let us know how we can help you. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out to us and ask. We're here. We're here to help you guys. And if you find that there's something that you're stuck in and you're already in business and you're like, I need a roadblock, we're here to help you too.
Yep.
Okay? Not just startups.
And I always say we're fun to talk to, so come and visit.
We're a little nuts, but we spend our whole day in this room.
We're a whole lot nuts, but it's all good.
It's all good, right? It is what it is.
We have animals. Animals are fun. So, yeah, come see us.
It's our zoo. And with people and animals. But, reach out to us. If you need some help, reach out to us. We're here to help. That's the point of us, right?
Everybody asks where we're located. Sydney Mines. Sydney Mines.
Cindy says that we're awesome.
Cindy, you're too awesome.
We love Cindy. Cindy is awesome in a lot of different ways. Shout out to Cindy and Nabella.
I love you, Cindy.
Next week...
we'll have mugs.
Next week, we're going to have some CH Accounting mug wear to show you.
From Nabella.
I'm pretty excited.
And she's a small business, so we're doing this for people like her, you know, you guys out there that want to start your business or doing your business, stuff that you love. And I know she loves her business. So.
Yeah, she does.
It's, you know, if you can do what you love and pay your bills, like I said, it's amazing. It's
totally worth it in the end. I know I'm scared.
And then you can hire people like me.
No.
Employees that don't suck.
You can't hire Tracy. You're not allowed. Oh, man. Too funny. So, yeah. Reach out to us if you need us. And if you have any questions. And next Friday's live will be same time, same place. No idea what we're going to talk about.
I don't know yet.
If you have questions, submit them. What time of year?
You know what I was just thinking
September?
about?
What?
We have to start working on our pumpkin people too.
Oh yes, we have pumpkin people coming soon. Oh, we really need to start working on those. Like way soon. Okay, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Stay tuned. Maybe next week we'll have an update on the pumpkin people.
Good plan.
Yeah.
All right, guys. See ya. Bye.